recently we're finding that the poachers are becoming more equipped to handle combat. They're coming in expecting combat because security is getting tighter, and they're prepared to fire first. They will come in heavily armed with automatic weapons. Most of them have military background as well, and recently we lost a field ranger that was out doing anti-poaching patrol where he was shot by a group of armed poachers, and then they went on from there to carry on and shoot a rhino and dehorn it. So there are a number of issues, and we've always worried about the wildlife, but it's becoming increasingly clear to us that the poachers themselves are gearing themselves up for a war, and that has turned into a war, and until we put it into it, it's just going to escalate and the war's going to get bigger.
The rangers of Pilanesberg National Park are at the front lines of defending some of the very last rhinos on Earth. They patrol a fence line containing a landmass the size of San Francisco. 3 days ago, a training team led by Davide Bombin, Dennis Wolf, and Instructor Zero traveled to South Africa in an attempt to significantly improve the fighting capabilities of the brave men and women fighting the good fight. Brought to you by Sig Sauer. With the clock ticking, the training team splits up the ranger units. Half traveled with Instructor Zero into the bush for vehicle tactics, while the others continued to work on ground formations.
No trees, no holes, no mud. Very easy. But when then you go there, of course then you have to understand which kind of movements you're going to do. So maybe your formation is going to be a little bit on one side, on the other side, moving. But always know that the gunman or the point man on the left will have a man on the right. He's going to have somebody looking at his back. And you will know that you're going to have a one.
Lead instructor Davide Bombin takes a moment to explain why it requires military tactics to combat the threat of the global poaching syndicates.
It's very true, actually. We've taken these tactics from the army, that's for sure. We can't hide it. It's
but
very
these are
true.
rangers, these are park rangers, yeah?
You know, park rangers are here to protect the life of these amazing creatures and bestow the heritage of the nature of Africa. But because they're killing these amazing animals, now the war come into conservation. And we change from conservation to rangers. That's what we are doing, and that's why we need those military-based tactics.
Cover if it's possible, okay? What David said this morning, you have a cover, there's no cover, then you look for a concealment, there's no concealment, you go on the ground.
Make yourself small.
Okay, but anyway, that's the first things. The second thing, and which is very important for you in this environment, is identify the target. Which is fucking difficult, guys.
Dennis Wolf, a security specialist with multiple contract tours to Iraq and Africa, explains the difficulty in developing a cohesive fighting unit in such a short period of time.
So it's very, very difficult to rise like the level of the guys in 5 days. What we want to do is just like to give them like a basic combat mindset, the combat setting, in order they can develop like all these skills, all the skills, the future skills and the future knowledge, the future tactical aspects that they are in need.
Approximately 10 kilometers away, Instructor Zero pushes through with training the Rangers on vehicle tactics.
If I decide to attack you here, I plan your reaction. So if you stop the vehicle here, this means that, and you're going down, you are exactly in the point where I decided to attack you.
While it is difficult enough to learn the basics of weapon manipulation and movement, combining a vehicular element to their training will test the Rangers beyond their limits.
And if something happens, if you show them that you are not just random, but you are organized, your reaction is going to be efficient and fast immediately. If you jump out of the vehicle that fast and you start to move information, man, you're going to be scared a lot because they see a unit.
During the filming of this series, Funker Tactical deployed its DJI Phantom 3 professional drone numerous times to capture spectacular angles from the sky. It became immediately apparent to the Rangers that our filming equipment can aid in the fight against rhino poaching. At the conclusion of training, Funker Tactical and MediaLodge donated their drone to monitor poaching activities from the sky. As the African sun slowly creeps beneath the horizon, the Rangers, along with their new friends, Davide, Dennis, and Instructor Zero, gathered to bond as brothers and sisters. The Rangers have endured 5 solid days of training, with 3 different instructors in the very place they swore to defend. Under the blistering African sun, with outdated equipment and little training, under the threat of poachers and predatory wildlife, they pushed themselves to new limits and emerged as a formidable fighting force. But more than this, their morale spiked to new heights. With a newfound confidence in their abilities and the knowledge that despite their isolation, they are now joined by an international community willing to stand by their side to fight the good fight.
1, 2, 3, Rhino. 1, 2, 3,
It's been a big privilege and a great honor to have Team Zero here. I didn't really know who you were.
No,
We do now.
You do.
And on behalf of the Rhino Protection Unit, Pilanesberg National Park, a great big thank you for your time, for your sacrifice, for everything that you've done over the past 4.5 days. And we wish it could be the full 9 days. And I hope it will be the full 9 days in the near future, not too long. So cheers, thank you very, very, very much.
Cheers!